Alright. Welcome guys to this best of 3 series between Warlock and CG Carnage. So we are playing the Celeste Open Championship and this is the second group stage. So yeah, it's a best of 3 and the loser picks the next map. So let's see. It's actually my first game I'm casting this tournament, so kind of have to get back into the groove again. So we have a Norse against Celts, and it looks like Carnage is going for a very fast barracks. Looks like he started with, I think, his hunt storehouse, and then immediately went to gather these trees close to his town center. And let's see what Warlock Ant is planning. Scouting around his base a little bit. He found some goats early on, which allowed him to gather food from that without having to go to this hunt. He's got a lot of goats going on. So the barracks is almost finished. Should probably be looking at the wood lines and whether it's a balanced map. This wood line is not the best, to say the least. The same goes for this wood line, but taken together, it's 2 bad wood lines is maybe one nice wood line. Actually, that's not how it works, but nothing to restart over. Looks like Warlock Ant is actually going for a dock. Let me just check if I got this right. Just in time to catch this rush. So we have 4 spearmen. Got the camera moving nice and slow. PogCham's in the chat. Oh, what's up, awesome aim and Calgaria. So this is looking really bad for Warlock right now. He's got the dock. There's 1 fishing boat coming out. And I think with about 2 fishing boats you can defend your dock, because you can just shoot the spearmen. But there's already 5 spearmen here in the barracks. Only just started to get produced. This one villager is not having a good time hunting. Oh. Warlock Ant kind of getting lucky here with the goats. This always happens when I cast a match. There's goats appearing out of nowhere. Interesting fish there. So Warlock Ant went for a very greedy strategy. Gathering stone and going for a dock at the same time. And his barracks just got denied. Was almost finished. He doesn't have the wood for a new barracks. And this wood line, I think it's out of town center range even. Spearman count is at 8. So let's see, did Carnage scout this dock before? He does know about the dock. There is only that 1 fishing boat. I don't think he can defend this with the fishing boat. Warlock Ant. He's gonna get this barracks up. I think he will probably lose. Yeah, he can repair it for a while, but so very good start for Carnage here, who was actually fishing from the shore, which is, you don't see this too often. Got the nice, I think it's Norse heroic gear that he has on his units. Okay, so Warlock Ant did go to H2, which I missed. So he does have the anti-infantry units to defend, but there's only 1. And this is a risky operation to go and stand next to a bunch of Celtic spearmen. It looks like Carnage, yeah, he does notice it. And these throwing X-Men, they have 0 armor, so they die really fast. I mean, normally if you have 3 anti-infantry units, you can take that fight, but not with throwing axemen. I think Warlock needs to do a nice job of protecting his units right now. He took a big hit early on, but he still has his duck, which miraculously survived. I guess the repair is just really OP. Awesome Aim says goats are part of the army. I would fully agree. So Carnage did a lot of damage. Gathered stone for a town center. So did Warlock, but he doesn't have the wood yet. So let's get a villager count before the second town center kicks in. 24 for Warlock against 26 for Carnage. So okay, we have a pretty big score difference here, but the villager count doesn't differ that much. So Warlock is not out of it at all. He's got the resources for a town center now. He's got anti-infantry to counter the spearman rush. Going across the map like this is now really slow, but that's fine. Okay, so back at Carnage's base, he's adding a 3rd barracks. Interestingly, he's not deciding to go for a swan ship and maybe pressure Warlock's dock from the water. Just gonna fish, and I like this this play. He's just making only spearmen. I think it would be a nice idea to get spearman champion here and get some bonus damage against buildings. I think he's just really afraid of raiders. Okay, so the second town center did go up, and yeah, Carnage is taking this fight here in between 2 town centers almost. So I'm not sure if this is something I would have done. He is keeping the throwing axeman count low, which is really helping him, but these spearmen just die so fast to town center fire. And on the other hand, we looks like these throwing axemen crossed the map. That's just only spearmen waiting. 4th barracks being added. So this got cleaned up. Oh, thanks for changing the title area. I forgot to do it. So we do have a 2-minute delay, so everything is 2 minutes behind. Okay, there's the spearman champion. We're sitting at 4 barracks, 1 farm. So the throwing axeman count is slowly rising. We have 7 throwing axemen. He's also going for barracks, so I mean, throwing axemen are the unit to make against this massive spearman army. Look how many spearmen there are already. There's like 20 on the field already. But I think if Warlock just keeps making them throwing axemen, he's sitting at 45 villagers to the 50 of Carnage, so still slightly behind. He's keeping up nicely. And there's another raid coming in. The goats are coming to defend. The goats are turning on the red team. Yeah. He was actually really lucky that the goat wasn't in the army. So just attacking from one side right now. There's a massive army crossing the map right now though. And I think even though these are anti-infantry units, if you get on top of them, as I said, they don't have any armor, so we're gonna need at least 30 for that to have like a mass big enough, I would say. So Carnage added a second duck. Actually, I gotta pay attention here. Ooh, very nicely catching these 3 villagers. Oh, look at that damage. Yeah, these spearmen really high damage, really low health. with glass cannon units. And look at this, Warlock and going to age 3. He also got the armory. So if we look at the queue for Carnage, he is getting his second armory upgrade. Just gonna go around. The other army is on the south end of Warlock's base. Looks like Warlock is doing the same thing. Did he just scout? Okay, he must have scouted this. What is going on? Since when do people fish next to the shore? Oh, really nice multi-pronged attack, distracting Warlock from the bottom. You saw Warlock's entire army going to defend this. He's dealing with this really nicely. There's 30 throwing axemen on the field. He's age 3 right now. He is 20 villages behind now, so it looks like he kind of quit making them. As you can see, this town center is not making any villagers, so that's a big problem. Looks like he's having trouble keeping his house production up. We see 3 villagers frantically trying to get up a house here. And every time I look at this queue on the top, he seems to be housed. And this is not how you want to fish. And this house snipe is not what Warlock needs as well. He's now capped at 96 out of 90. So he does have some throwing axemen waiting here. But Carnage, I mean, at this point he's so ahead in villages. I mean, Warlock is, since the last time we checked, Warlock only gained 2 villagers and Carnage gained 7. So some towers going on here by the old man himself. Got 2 more armory upgrades. Looks like Carnage catching these units really nicely here. Oh my god. Okay, so we have 51 champion spearmen. I mean, Warlock does have throwing axeman champion now. He's getting his armory upgrades. He got some vision on the map. There's some villages gathering here. He's trying to do a push. Okay, there's 50 spearmen sneaking by him. What does he have in his base? His entire army is in the middle of the map now. Looks like he's just copying Carnage at this point. There's also towers going up in his base. Oh, and here comes the snipe. So at the same time he's pushing into these towers and realizing that that's not where you want to go. Let's see, if he's gonna do a right as well, then I'm impressed. He doesn't even have druids at all. Okay, never mind. He's gonna get the town center regardless, because there's simply 44 spearmen left, and they do have that 1.5 times multiplier. Pretty big force. Carnage's side of the map though. Still 25 spearmen alive. Let's see what he decides to do. There are so many towers here. In this screen, 17 towers. So the spearmen, I was gonna say they're gonna get cleaned up, but they're not really. So actually, this wood line on this side has just run out. Well, almost run out. And if Warlock could deny Carnage from gathering wood somehow, that could be nice. Villager count 63 against 86. Carnage doesn't care about these towers. He's just sending another massive army of spearmen. He's like, you got 2 towers, I have 17. Or how many does he have? His towers from Warlock actually on this side of his base. Not sure how much they will be able to do. Looks like he sent his army already. Yeah, the army just left the base, and there's only 4 Hardjar here to defend. I mean, they are anti-infantry. Look how long they are tanking actually. It's insane how long they are tanking. I like how both players are sharing the water. "46 more spearmen at home," so Carnage is currently at 80 spearmen. And if you look at this queue at the top, there's only spearmen. Just getting some pierce armor. I think if you got the pierce armor upgrade a bit earlier, you could have tanked these shots a lot more effectively. Spearmen don't really have much pierce armor. So yeah, at this point, Warlock and sitting at 61 villagers to the 85 of Carnage. Looks like Carnage is just having a field day here. Sending spearmen everywhere. Guess he could do a little bit of a better job at finding this middle gathering position from Warlock. Not sure, I haven't seen the scout for... Oh, here it is. Carnage's scout still alive. Killing some rhinos. And this is a big problem for Warlock. He was able to gather on the middle of the map until this point. Actually, Carnage still doesn't know about this. So we're good, we're good. Oh, this is actually kind of nice. I mean, if you look at how fast these spearmen on the right are dying to the fort. Let's see how Carnage reacts. Ah, he's not sending any of his units back. Just continuing the harass. He's got more spearmen at home. Going to H4 now, he's got the market on the left side. And yeah, they melt buildings indeed. Yeah, good point by Awesome Aim in the chat that we did see Warlock make some stables. Oh no, the fort is undefended. And yeah, 23 spearmen. Was unfortunate. Yeah, these infantry, these Norse infantry units can build, but they cannot repair. Wow. Oh no, he's gonna retreat through the fort. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But he's not giving up. Does have a small bank. Warlock ends 110 population behind though. This game is not looking very well for him. I think at this point I would just resign, but maybe he's already planning the next game. Okay, who do you think will win? 49 Spearmen or 30 Throwing Axemen? Throwing Axemen. I mean, if he counted a bit more, they killed them so fast. Oh, but you do have to keep shooting. Looks like Warlock was looking at his base there. So he's making a transition into Hardjar. I think he could have won that fight. He would have definitely done a lot better if he just stood there. So yeah, let's take a look at Warlock's gold situation. Carnage is keeping close tabs on this gold mine. He knocked Warlock off this gold mine. So 0 gatherers on gold right now. 74 spearmen now, and they're going for the surround. Nope, maybe he doesn't want to fight. I think he's just gonna go straight for the base of Warlock. And the army on the right moves at 7 speed, and this army moves at 6 speed, so he will be the faster. So we have some suicide spearmen. Sniping all the houses. Okay, maybe that's the reason why Warlock was housed this whole game, because Carnage keeps focusing the houses, which is really smart to do. These long houses only have 1000 HP, which is not a lot really. I mean, if you compare it to a house of any other civ, which only provides 5 population, but does have 750 health. So the population per health is a lot lower for Norse. These spearmen are just glass cannon, as I said. There were 70 of them, and look at what's left of them. I mean, he killed so many houses. Too bad he's not making Sacred Grove. Or some druids. He's getting close combat expertise right now. 50% more health and damage. Oh, by the way guys, how is the sound? Can you guys hear me? Should I increase some volume of the music or game volume, or lower it, or let me know. So many villagers dying. Warlock enters at 31 villages to the 93. Double Bard Hall being forward built as well. Looks like Carnage is kind of indecisive here. He wanted to run away. Warlock is desperately looking for resources he can gather. He's building the right units, but he does not have the economy. He hasn't had the economy for quite some time to deal with this. So once this upgrade in the armory finishes for Carnage, these spearmen will be doing the max damage they can. Well, I guess they don't have the druid buff, which buffs their damage as well, but every update in the game has been researched for a total of 26 DPS. Let's see. These throwing axemen do 9 at the moment. Hardjar do 15. So just to give you an idea of how good armory upgrades are. I mean, the Celt units tend to have higher base DPS, but still. Oh, was surround coming in. I think this may be Warlock's final stand. He's gonna run away, but his units are slower and they are getting snared. Yeah, Awesome Aim asked in the chat what would be a good way to deal with this. I think Warlock was doing really fine until that point where he went to H3 and stopped making villagers, and suddenly he was down. GG right there. Alright, so let's take a look at these stats. Interesting strategy by Carnage. Spearman only Celt. So yeah, I think this is about where I was talking about. He was doing fine in economy. He was getting rated a little bit. But I also feel like he wasn't keeping up in production anymore at one point. And yeah, from here on, Carnage could do whatever he wanted because he had such a massive village elite, more tax. I mean, if you look at the current military population, they have the same amount of units, and I mean, these are kind of paper units. They're only 190 health or 150 before all the upgrades. So, if you look at the stats, at around 10 minutes into the game, it wasn't looking that bad. But very nice harassing by Carnage, just let Warlock to fall apart. Okay, so we have the next map. It's gonna be Shuttle Pass. Yeah, and also Awesome Aim says in the chat, the snare is pretty huge. Yeah, so 0.59. Alright. So these players are switching civs, which allows me to quickly change the score. Fortunately, the music does stop there, but oh well. "30-min Spearman Rush Kappa." This is not going well. Starting in a few moments. There we go. Okay, so next map, Shelter Pass. So it's a best of 3. So this could be the last game. Alright, we're good. Okay, so
Ahura Master bless you.
thanks for the follow or something. Still can't see that. I need to sort that out. Yeah, so Warlock going for Babylon now. Carnage going for the Norse, which is hype. I mean, we don't see this matchup very often. Earlier there was a guy in the PvP Discord asking for Babylon games, and there were just not that many to give to him. So Warlock and going for the early Spear Rush. And it looks like Carnage went for a Hunt Storehouse of the Bat, which means that he will have to gather a lot of wood, and his barracks will be really late. It does look like he's going for a barracks. The scout is already at home, ready to build it as soon as he has the wood. But look at this, I mean, the barracks is already up for Warlock. The Norse do start with 50 less wood than the other civs, so it's normal that your barracks is a little bit later. Nice scouting by Warlock. Scouts the barracks. He knows where the hunt is for Carnage, so he's gonna plan his Spearman Rush. I think his spearman will arrive at the hunt of Carnage before this barracks is even done. And Carnage hasn't crossed the map yet with the scouts. But I think if you're playing against Babylon, you can assume that a spear rush is coming. Remove the chat hider. Okay. So the barracks is almost done. This village is already being hit. Carnage is just waiting until the last moment. Not sure if that's something you want to do, like take damage, especially as Norse, because you cannot heal your villagers. So 3 against 1, 4 against 1. Warlock is adding villagers to gold as well. He's actually focusing the scout. Now the villagers. Kind of unfortunate, just 3 or even 4 low health villagers for Carnage now, but at this point he can't win the spear battle anymore. Sup Oranges, how's your pregnancy going? Ooh, but this is a dangerous move for this female villager to be going back here. Playing with fire there. Warlock and currently an empty queue. Okay, he could have aged up there, but he's focused on his rush. He's doing some nice damage. He killed the Hunt Storehouse. Very nice micro here by Carnage, pulling away the low health spearman, which actually manages to survive. I mean, he could just pick it up right now. Nope. He's focused at home because Warlock is aging. Carnage just pressed the age up button himself. So nice rush. Killed the Hunt. Forced Carnage to go on berries. And Carnage does not have the berry upgrade right now, so these villagers are not gathering very fast. This is also a nice win for Warlock. Let's see, was he able to maintain villager production behind this? So 21 villagers against the 19, but that does include ox carts. And he just have 3 ox carts, so he's 1 villager behind. Nice, since Carnage still has to age up, they're about equal now. So it's going well. Looks like both players are going for town center. Carnage currently doesn't have the gold for anything, but also not for Hansa. Ooh, really nice loop around here by Warlock, going for the woodland. And that's a really smart play to use the longhouse here. 5 spears against 4, and there's actually it's throwing action. Oh, hit the villager! Did you see that? Carnage garrisoning only the low health villager. Oh wow, this actually got scouted. But I think Carnage is fine here. There's only 3 spearmen left. He has 2 throwing axemen. He could maybe get a snipe on this villager. Nah, it doesn't even have that low health. Some precise clicking. Now he's hitting another villager. Nope. He's gonna lose them all, I think. Delays the town center by a little bit. Back at home, his town center is halfway up. So pretty equal game right now. Some gardens being added, and we also have an archery range. There's also a bowman already crossing the map. Decided he did not want to go on his or her own. Nah, that's a guy, I think. Didn't want to fight alone. So what is Carnage's plan behind this? He doesn't have that many resources. He got a lot of gold. Could it be that he's going straight to H? Never mind. I think he's kind of over gathering gold a little bit, but oh well. Actually, he's not moving the scouts together anymore like he used to. In previous games, if Carnage would play Norse, we would see both scouts being together and work together like a friendly pair. So yeah, nice scouting by Warlock. Scouts this out. And Carnage, he could. This would be a nice location for a tower, but that's not his strategy right now. He doesn't have any more units, villagers on stone. I like how Warlock only split off a part of his army, and because there might be another army here ready to deny these tables. So Warlock playing pretty good right now. The only thing is that he's not really producing from his other town center because he's housed right now. So it seems to be a common problem for him. This is a nice window. Keeping up with the houses, always difficult. Actually, he's up 4 villages now. But if you deduct the ox carts, they're about equal now. Okay, so we have 2 barracks, 2 stables for Carnage. There's already a raid going on here. Two stables, 2 archery ranges, and 1 barracks for Warlock. Ooh. That may be like the shortest life of a bowman ever. So you can see this small run by is really doing a lot to distract Warlock. He's currently not making villagers. He was moving his army around. So if he wants to keep in this game, he needs to keep making those villages and not get housed like he is right now again. Actually, there was a house going up somewhere. Oh, it looks like there were some lances over here. The raider count is growing, so it will be cleaned up easily. Only the 2 spearmen from the start still in Carnage's army. He's not making any more. Which at this point, I mean, there's 2 stables. I guess all the lancers just died, but maybe smart. One thing that I really like is that Warlock got pharmacology, so his units are healing 1 health every second now. So this damaged spearman already got a lot of his health back. Doesn't work on the scout though. So a massive push coming. Let's see. So Carnage's army is mainly throwing axemen, and there are 14 bowmen. So this is a nice flank setup here. The raiders are coming in. Does Warlock have enough? The bowmen are unprotected from the back. Getting surrounded. All his spearmen are now in the back. And he's doing quite a nice job defending. Some spearmen in the front, some in the back. I don't feel it's looking that well for him. I think that all came down to just having a slightly smaller army. His micro wasn't that poor. Let's see, did he keep up in villagers? 61 villagers against 62, so he's doing a nice job. He's aging up to age 3 right now. So I think what happened here is what always happens to me. You're pushing and you're fighting your opponent, and your attention is at microing the battle, and then after the battle you return back home and you see your bank is just massive, so you're like, okay, I might as well age up right now. But Warlock has to be careful here. Carnage is coming in, and his throwing X-Men count did not decrease at all. What's up, guns? Let me hotkey those raiders. So Carnage also making the transition to age 3. He's building some archery ranges to make some bowmen when he gets there. Warlock is doing a nice job staying in the game. He's only 20 population behind, after kind of losing that battle earlier. He has the resources for another town center as well. He's making some nice walls to defend against these raiders. Let's see, does he respond at all to this? He's just moving in. I'm not too sure about this push. I mean, he just got to age 3, he did not get any of the benefits yet. He doesn't have any champion tax yet. And looks like Carnage is just gonna have the perfect surround here. With 3 armies. The raiders are coming back. The bowmen are looking very juicy right there. And Carnage knows it. But he is aging up right now. I guess he realizes that he is a bit vulnerable. I think he can just take this fight actually and win easily. He probably knows that as well. But maybe he has some strategy planned out for the late game. Let's see, the 3rd town center is still not built for Warlock. There's no Spearman champion. Carnage could also put up his 3rd town center right now. Villager count 69 for Warlock against 80 for Carnage. So Carnage slowly pulling ahead. He does have that market line already. Actually, he had it for a while. Building the town center here. I think this is a pretty nice market line. Maybe even the perfect distance. Oh. And this is really how you want to play Norse, guys. If you're playing Norse, your army is mostly melee units, so if you're going to attack from one side, it's often not going to end well for you, but if you're attacking from 2 sides, it could end well. However, all Carnage's raiders were there at the front, and this bowman ball is quite well protected, so it's actually going quite well for Warlock. He's aggressively putting these bowmen forward, and these bowmen just melt the throwing X-Men. The reinforcements for Carnage are a little bit faster. But look at the population right now, man. I mean, Warlock has a bigger army right now. He's doing a nice job reinforcing. Just making whatever units the Babylonian civilization has available, it seems. Some shield bearers here to tank God knows what. Actually, there's bowmen, never mind. But yeah, no 3rd town center. Let's see, did he get any more champion tax? He does have Lancer champion now, okay, so there's 9 Lancer champion. He's just gonna push in. Carnage is getting throwing X-Men champion. There's only 1 spearman, actually, there's 5 spearmen. Well, this is going quite well for Warlock. His lances are hitting the infantry, the bowman ball is protected, Carnage is forced to run away. Very nice push. Warlock pulling ahead. 20 population. And Warlock is just going in. He knows about this market line. He saw that storehouse. He knows about the town center there. He's just gonna do some damage to the economy of Carnage. Carnage just has 17 bowmen right now. So also bowman champion being researched. No third town center yet. He's doing a nice job keeping up with the Ziggler attacks. Let's take a look at the armory. Is there an armory? Oh, here he is. Okay, so the third and fourth tech. 1, 2, 3. The fourth and fifth tech are being researched right now. So we almost has all the H2 upgrades. He needs to pay attention to this army. Carnage should catch back up in population. And he has a nice bowman ball of himself right now. I wish I checked the army upgrades of Carnage before this fight. Looks like he's doing quite well to clean this up. Okay, he has 6 army upgrades. So he has a slight armory lead. He has 41 bowmen right now. Oh boy. And also the damage upgrades. Actually he's getting one of the... There's a second armory here. Warlock, 95 villagers to the 76 of Carnage, so the populations are the same, but that just means that Carnage has a much bigger army. But overall, Warlock doing a pretty nice job staying in this game. He's raiding on the other side of the map. And 6 raiders against 7 lancers. The lancers will win that. So let's see. Carnage did get Raider champion himself. Does not have Spearman champion. Which is probably worth it. I mean, Spearman champion for Norse is pretty good. 25% health. I mean, 25 is already a large percentage. But the Spearmen have the highest health, I think, of all Spearmen. 260. Oh no, looks like there was another economic party going here. When they convert the cows, which kind of give away their position. But not quite. Kind of a base trade situation here. I do not like how Warlock does not have any more Spearmen in that army. He's making some more now. Massive armor for Carnage. There's only a few lances, just not gonna cut it. He's pushing here. Oh, these guys are idling for a long time, running across the map. Yeah, this is not a fight he wants to take. Absolutely not what he wants to do is suicide his lancers here. I mean, he is getting some nice picture on the other side of the map. What happened to the music? Gee. I think he could have gotten a few more villagers there. But at this point in the game, I mean, Carnage is going H4, he has a nice economy. His economy is just so much better set up than Warlock. He's only now getting his third... actually, he got a third town center. But he got his third town center a bit late. He doesn't have a market line. I mean, look at this market line from Carnage. It's 97 gold, so... Carnage could have maybe gotten away with a bit further market line, but oh my god. 27 raiders. It's a massive cavalry army. Carnage saving some bowmen. I think he's going for where once used to be a gold mine. He doesn't know it. At this point, he's like, shit. So he's going for this gold mine. Okay, but there's 18 villagers on gold right there. Actually, Warlock has a lot of guys on gold. He could almost afford going to H4 himself. He's definitely not out of the game, but he's yeah, his push didn't go too well, and he took a lot of damage there, getting his town center killed. Let's see. His armory. Looks like he didn't get that many more armory upgrades. Carnage has every single H3 upgrade. He's doing some nice damage here. There's another army waiting in the corner. He is H4, he's getting this horseshoes. It looks like he's setting himself up for just sending raiders everywhere, doing what North does best. And Warlock did get his market line going now, but it's gonna be a pretty short distance one, if it even manages to survive. I mean, Warlock was doing a really nice job with the walls at the start of the game, but at this point he could really use some walls on this side. But he did manage to build up a nice army. Oh my god, what do we have here? A glowing boy. Ooh, Warlock is looking at this raid. Oh my god, he still didn't see it. So many free hits. Oh no. I mean, he could have won that fight, I think. But he just didn't notice it at all. He was just really busy with this raid. And wherever those raiders went. And now he's fighting, but now it's too late. Shiny boy is going in. And that was a loss that he really did not want to take. I mean, he had the resources for H4. He was almost maxed. He had access to gold, which is now also a thing from the past. Actually, there's a gold mine here. Building some gardens here. But yeah, now he doesn't have any food. He's nowhere near being either maxed or going H4. On the other hand, we have Carnage, who's able to afford armory upgrades like these. There's a massive raider army. Just sitting back right now, scouting the map a bit. Warlock is doing a nice job. Let's see, he's also down to 66 villagers. So his economy is not in a very good place. And 68 raiders. I mean, there are 10 spearmen here, but oh my god. Look at how many raiders there are. I can only see like shields. So poking away here. Nice wall there. So it looks like we're gonna have a massive surround here. Some show play by Carnage. Getting ready. Shiny boy in the back. It's like giving commands from the back. Oh no. Oh no. He's going in. No, he's not. He's faking it. He's going. Oh my god, just running them through. Oh, look at that beautiful pathing. And Warlock End knows it. It's over. It's over. Alright, so Carnage taking this series 2-0. So this was just the second group stage of the Celeste Open Championship. So I think both of these players still have to play some other people in their group before we know who actually advances. But Carnage looking strong. Got some gallery play here. 84 rated champions. I was gonna type in the chat, but I don't want to spoil the outcome to you guys. But yeah, look at this. Current villager population. Warlock doing a pretty nice job. keeping up in villagers. Oh, and oh my god, 50 idle villagers at one point. Okay, so Carnage doing a little bit of a better job here. Actually, Carnage doing a really nice job here. This is not that good. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with Warlock. He did pretty well. I mean, if you take a look at these fights that they took, I mean, let's see. Let me think. Okay, so the Lancers will not show up as 2 population here, so Warlock should be a little bit higher. Where the hell is the music? Okay. So there was this one fight over here, which was really nice. Yes, at the start. I'm not sure when this fight was. No, I don't remember. But overall, some pretty nice engagements. So pretty close game until. Yeah, actually, where did it go wrong for Warlock? I think just some pushes at the end. I mean, he lost a lot of army for free here. If you look at this, Carnage's army was not going down at all, and Warlock was just suffering repeated losses, which cost him a lot of resources, and he couldn't go to H4 as a result. And then, yeah, there were raiders everywhere. Good riddance. So Carnage gathering a little bit more, 13k. But I would say that was mostly at the end. Let's see. Yeah, if we take a look at these total resources, you can kind of get an idea of when one player started gathering more. So Carnage 6 stacks more, but this is the story of the game. Killing 400 units and losing only 260. And keep in mind that Lancers are 2 population but count as 1 unit, so overall nice series.